Hey guys, good morning. Sorry a bit later today, but there's plenty to go through. The selections are in the description. Just remember the maximum prices, they're really important. They go past those prices, blow out past that price. It's not an official selection any longer. These are tough days. Spent a lot of time on it. It was hard. Obviously, you got a lot of horses you like on days like this, but they all clash and there's a lot going on. So, spent a lot of time on it. I'm pretty tired. Um, what was I going to say? Look, basically, what I did to cut back, if it was more than 3 selections within tight ratings and they were all suited, I cut out those races. I tried to pick horses where we only had two. I think we got one race in Queensland, got 3 selections, but 2 selections, and they rate well above, and their conditions suit, and they're ready to peak. So hopefully that's good enough to get us in front for the day. But we've got a lot of selections. That's always hard. If not, we get in front. We still have a lot of winners, and plenty of fun. All right, let's get going. At the stage, first one is Think We're Here. This horse here, this is just a benchmark 72. You got to remember that. He's won his 2 races. His horse that wants more ground. 1,500 metres, benchmark 64. I really like this run over the 1,500 with the 60.5, and he drops dramatically in weight from a benchmark 64 to 72. He's only going up 1 class, and he's dropping like he's going up in 3 classes. This next run over 1,500, he really needs to step up. So he's quite dour, and no one made ground in this race. So again, he's going to drop in weight there. B-Knock in the saddle is good. He's drawn wide. Randwick can win out wide. He might not get the best run, but at $30, I wish he drew in a bit because I really like him. Other than that, he's drawn wide, but at $30, I think he's a play at that price. Randwick race 4. Well, you really shouldn't be tipping this race. I'm a little bit against the favourite without Pierre. Probably had enough. 3 runs without a break. First prep. But there's just so many horses with potential here. Flying Orchid. Didn't really like it last start, but they backed it last start. So they put the blinkers on. Where there's smoke, there's fire. They backed it. Really like this Ruination. I think I like what I see with this horse here. Obviously, Attica can improve. This Azarax can. So there's a lot of horses on the way up. But we're going to tip you next gen. I mean, as much as all those horses are on the way up, this run here, I black booked her. Badly held up, kept hitting the line. Now, that's behind Apocalyptic and Tupacara. That's the top form line. And I thought it was a really good run. And, of course, she was a bit disappointing last start. But if you go up the first up run and the blinkers on and the price, I thought Next Gen was good value considering it's got strong form line and can improve. But probably shouldn't be tipping at the price. This is a value tipping in this race because there's so many chances. But considering we black booked her in a very strong race and we think she wants the mile, they've got the blinkers on. They're here. They pulled out of the flight stakes to run here. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. But, yeah, I thought Next Gen at the price was the play. We go all the way to Randwick race 7. I think Briasa's a play here. I think there's only 2 chances in the race, and that's Briasa and Jimmy Star, like the market suggests. We're getting $2.15. If there's only 2 chances and they had equal chance, you want $2, even money. But we're getting a little bit better than that, and we've got him slightly on top. Look, this horse here, he runs +4. He ran a +4 at Randwick second up here when he beat over past Headwall. I think Jimmy Star was in the race. He ran 4th. It was a good run. And then he backed it up over the 1,400. That was pretty good to step up over the 14 after such a high peak. Comes back from a spell, +3 behind Johnny Star and Generosity. We could sort of bank that's the price, that's the rating. Like that's. But we also got him. We think he can improve. He just that last 200 he leveled out, and to me it looked like he needed the run. He's going to make the Everest. Hawk's timing his run. He definitely has got improvement in him. So we think he can hit the +4. If he does, Jimmy Star, its big rating was +4 over the 1400. He ran +2.5 the time before, ran +3 here, +3. We've got him about a length off Briasa. So we're happy to tip Briasa here. Jimmy Star with a smaller field, I will say this, will be a little bit closer, and that's scary. But again, we think Briasa's value considers only 2 chances in the race. Let's go to Private Harry quickly. Look, it's not just because he's off that bad run, but look, we've got a +1.3 and a +2. We're waiting for him to resume from a spell and see what he can do because he's so lightly raced. He can go +3, +4. But he needs to now do a PB off a bad run. He might go back to his +2, but as you can see in the ratings, that is not high enough to trouble Jimmy Star and Briasa. So we've got Briasa on top. It's the tip. And we don't think Private Harry can improve, but it shouldn't trouble Briasa and Jimmy Star. Let's go to Randwick Race 8. I like this play. I reckon I was going to tip you just Pericles. What number is this girl? Number 4. She's so low in the weights, but she's number 4. Autumn Glow. I mean, I'm not too keen with McAvoy and the white barrier, but I just got that run out last start. I mean, she just motored. She did a +2.8. Her first prep benchmark +1.5, +3. Sign of a good horse. Has a spell. Does its PB with a +2.5. Comes back in the 1100 +2.1. And then last start runs a +3. All the signs are here. She's going to run +5+, which is scary. It's scary. So, but she has got the wide draws. She has got McAvoy. She is stepping up to the mile. Looks like she wants the mile. I just got the video. She just crew. She did this +2.8. Had plenty in reserve, +5 coming. Yeah, she did. She just cruised. She did it easy. So, but despite that, this Pericles is a very, very interesting runner. He ran almost a PB. He ran a +2.7 with the new trainer, Bjorn Baker. We just think he's going to improve. And he could step. What happens if he steps off this run, which he can? Look, we've got him +2.8s, +2s. He's done these sort of ratings before, so he's got it in the ticker. And all our ratings show he improves second up. I mean, if you just go back here, he's beaten 0.7 in the Doncaster Group 1 mile. So, yeah, he can upset the uppercut. So I think this is a play. Back Autumn Glow, even unit, and Pericles, and you're getting around $9, $10 Pericles. You'll win 9 units. If Autumn Glow wins, you get your money back. I mean, that's the play, I believe. You can't make money on these short price horses. So, and I don't like the Briasa race. I don't think there's more chances in this race. So that's a really good play. So I've Autumn Glow and Pericles. I really do believe that. So that's good. Autumn Glow's your saver. And Pericles, you're going to win 8, 9, 7 units. So somewhere around there, depending what price you're going to get. So I think that's a good play. Randwick Race 8. Let's go to Flemington Race 1, number 10, Stoli Bolli. As you can see here, she's multiple rating. It's not high ratings, but this is not high rating race. McDonald jumped on, doesn't always ride for Hayes. He's stuck. It was a good run, can make excuses. And I just think around that 450 for a horse that's fully fit, been really consistent, drawn perfectly in the barrier at 6, gets a better run than next time. And I think around that price is a good play for Stoli Bolli. Hopefully win 3.5 units there. Let's go to Flemington Race 3, Kakkoii. This got a really good profile. Really good profile. Talk about jockeys riding for trainers. Blake Shin doesn't always ride for Busserton unless it's a good one. He hopped on him first start. What I like about this horse, he's coming from a maiden last start, but he was against older horses. It wasn't just a maiden for 3-year-olds. So that's a big deal. And he won easy. I know these old horses, they were no good, but they were older, more mature, and he kicked their asses. And I think the extra distance around this distance helps. And what I love about him, first run ever in town, runs a good race. Okay, he was beaten about 3 lengths, but Shin hops up on him first start, which is a sign this horse is good. He runs third in town. They put him away. He runs this good run at Sandown, and then he comes good in this maiden, his Cherry Ripe. The potential, like I said, I like what he did before the spell, and then I like what he's doing coming off this maiden, and I like the price. So really like that profile. I know there's horses to beat there, but I like the profile. Flemington Race 3, number 5, Kakkoii. Flemington Race 6. Let's talk about this. I was umming and nahing. Who are the top raters? Well, My Gladiola is right up there. She's right up there for us. She, we talked about, she was one of the highest rated 2-year-olds, and she just went off the tap. I don't think she was ready. She comes up with this great first up run, and then we think she runs a +2. It's hard to, she beat Acacia and Kura. That rating might be a bit high. It was a good win. We think she's around a +2 horses, but we just can't lock that in the locker. But she was exposed early. She's drawn beautifully. She didn't have everything in her favour last start. So we do think she didn't go +2 last start. We think she can go +2. Margot, I don't know what they're trying to do. I think they're thinking Coolmore is a very good horse, but I don't think he's a straight horse. Once he saw open air, he was too keen. It's a keen front-running horse that you've got to get around the corner and let run. I really think Margot can match him, but I don't think he's a straight horse. Rosberg, well, I heard McDonald say he thinks he can win. He's the favourite. I just think this horse needs more time. I just didn't see it in the rating. -2.5 is... So we've got it about 4 lengths off our top rater. He can progress and, second start, he can, but we got him 4 lengths off the big raters and his favourite. But I know there's a lot of hype, but win ahead, can't have him. Legacy Bound, very interesting. I thought this was a 1,400-metre horse. He was a +1 last start. He ran equal to average last start. More ground, came again on the line going away. He's going to get that extra 100 metres. I was 850. If you like Legacy Bound, his ratings around there. Again, so we got him around My Gladiola. Jimmy Ricard's interesting. He's just got that one bad run. They backed him. He beat Tycoon Star the start before. I think just Tycoon Star wasn't ready, but I don't know. He's trialling well. Blinker's first time. There's a few things. Mars trying to pull a few tricks. So you got to give him some chance. Tycoon Star, +1.5 here. We thought he was going to take off. He regressed last start. It's a bit of a worry. They've changed his headgear again, but he's got to be in the mix for that top rating. And Tentris, +0.5. A lot of hype. Zara's hopped off a few horses to ride this. He's ridden Tycoon Star before. He's ridden, I don't know, I think he Legacy Bound. He's hopped off Legacy Bound. So this is why I don't want to play in the race. Tentris tells us the ratings aren't high enough. Zara's hopped off 2 horses to ride this. You've got McDonald spooking his horse, which we don't think is good enough. You've got My Gladiola, Legacy Bound. To top it off, our top raters, Legacy Bound, Tycoon Star, My Gladiola. We think they're the top horses. They're rating high. We can't tip in the race because we've got more than 3 horses we can't split. And then maybe there could be an upset with a Jimmy Ricard or a Rosberg or a Tentris. So if you like anything, Win Ahead's pushing Tycoon Star, Legacy Bound, and My Gladiola. If you like one of those others like Rosberg, I'm telling you it's too short. And Tentris, too short. If you like Jimmy Ricard, at least you got the price. All right, guys, let's move on from there for a race we're not tipping. Flemington Race 8. And we won't go over this long. Well, I have almost got Via Sistina 4th pick. You know, that barrier, getting back in the 1, I've almost got a 4th pick. I think Sir Delius wants more ground, but if they go from that wide barrier and let him roll, he might be hard to pass. And I think Aeliana, number 5, is a star on the rise. You keep hearing Waller say she's 6 months away. She's a champion on the rise. You know, if she's 6 months away, watch what she does next prep. But we think everything in our ratings say she's going to peak today. She's going to peak Aeliana, and then she might tamper off if she's 6 months away. But I think she's going to peak, and then she might regress last start. So even though for a horse that Waller thinks 6 months away, I'm happy to be on today. And I think Antino, with this draw, if Shin can get him to jump, he's a big danger at $9. So, our top, we got Aeliana on top. I'd probably have Antino's second pick from Sir Delius, but that's me. And I don't know. I know Via Sistina, she just needs another run to top her off. That's normally shows in her rating. So, could be terribly wrong. Could have egg on my face, but we're just telling you how we're calling it. Flemington Race 9. We tip in Stretan Angel. There's only 2 horses that go 2 lengths above benchmark here, and it's Stretan Angel and War Machine. The rest, there's about 7 of them go equal to average. So, and I think War Machine, the straight will help him. 1,200 metres not his distance, but down the straight might help him. But hence, we're not tipping him. This is not his absolute wheelhouse. So we're looking in for later. Stretan Angel, you have to have patience with this horse. You have to have patience. Blinkers again. Last start, great run. Her Flemington form's good. Her good track form, you might not say, but this run here on a good 3, Flemington behind Jolly Star and Headwall, can win this race. She carried, it's a Group 1, and she carried 55, what she's carrying today. And I just think maybe she's taking time to get there. Here we go. Another good 4, which probably was a good 3 in a Group 1 to Sunshine in Paris. Right, she loves the straight. She loves the 1,200. A hard horse to follow. But the $13, the price is the go. Like, that's what sucked me in. Because, I mean, look, if she doesn't run well today, she's very, very inconsistent. But at $13 off that last run, blinkers on, top rater for us at this track and distance, we have to have a Stretan Angel at the price. Come on, Stretan. Give us something. Girl. Flemington Race 10. Number 12, Shadizi. This is a profile. This is a profile horse. I mean, horse from Europe, 1 prep, doesn't do anything, comes back 2nd prep. You know, these Europeans sometimes take a prep. We like this run over 1,200. Drops in weight from the 61 to the 54. McDonald would probably be riding this horse, but he can't make the right. So they put C. Williams on. Good jock. We don't know how it's going to go Melbourne way going. Apparently in Europe's never gone that way either. But the 1,200, we saw the run. She ran through the Rhine, drops in weight, 1,400, 2nd prep. It's getting a bit skinny. I backed her. I think I took about 7. So getting a bit skinny, I thought that $7 was a good play, Shadizi. A few question marks, but well placed. If the profile's right, 2nd prep, improving, 2nd up, Should be hard to beat. Let's go to Doomben Race 2, number 6, Heyoka. I really, really like this one, guys. Solid and a good price for how much I like it. Jumping up to the 1350. Look at these runs. Third over the 1100. Fourth, beaten 2 lengths behind, about to explode. I watched all these videos as a horse just kept running and grinding and hitting the line. Probably wanted to step up, but again, in a class 4 with 58, this is a class 4, but Surprise Honey and El Defeato, not bad horses. Watch the run. Again, just was really hitting the line. There's a horse, I think, that can be sitting up on the pace and keep rolling and rolling. Up in class, down in weight by 4 kilos, fourth up from a spell. It's got the rating pattern. Look what it did fourth up when it stepped up to the 1400 Eagle Farm. Wins by 1.5 by 2.8 with 59 kilos. So, 1100, 1200, 1300, goes to the 1400, bang. So it's got the rating pattern. It's these runs, they're all good runs. So it's showing the horse is consistent. I'm really pushing for this horse. And Doomben Race 2, number 6, Heyoka, and they're about 350. Should be 250. But we said about that for some horses at Sandown too, and they all ran second. So Doomben Race 4, mate, this is a crap race. Class 2 here, it's pretty ordinary, and I've got 2 horses here. Contilia's Love. Okay, it's got a wide draw. I don't know where it's going to end up in the draw, but again, this is $30. What's it had? Like 5 starts. And it hasn't got a rating pattern. It won over 1,200 last start, and then went bad second up. Began awkwardly, lost ground. They've given it plenty of although look, it ran on strong here. They've given it plenty of time, 47 weeks, and it wins first up with 60. I thought this was a good win. This Extreme Spirit was $1.90, and they beat the rest by a big margin. It was a fast-run race, which I really think will bring Contilia's Love on. Just again, I just wish it didn't draw wide. But this horse is overs. It could be on the way up. And this race there's nothing in this race, but which then brings us to Heman, guys. Heman, this horse has got months, has got horses going well. This horse has got good, solid Sydney form. And what I like about it was here it ran a really good second behind some handy horses. First up, Doomben 1200. It needed more ground. And then it ran a very good second, the Doomben 1350 behind Tough to Must. This horse ran about 7 in a row. Bet you the Crown's not bad too. So this got very good form line early in the prep. I think Muntz works out, goes fresh. This time he's starting over the 1350 in a weak race. It's only it's carrying 60, but it's a weak race. Harley's a good jock. Drawn inside if you can get the runs. $7.50. This horse is the class and got the rating pattern early in the prep. So we've definitely got Heman, and I think that and Contilia's Love is well over the price, over the odds, well over. Doomben Race 6. We've tipped 3 horses here. We won't spend a lot of time on it. They've all got profiles. We think there's a good play because we got the favourite here around 350. That's 2.5 units, and if one of the other 2 win, you're gonna have good money. And we think one of these 3 will win. This Market Steel, it definitely wants a longer distance. It was a very fast race. It beat Electrona last start, but it was flattened with the 52. And it was run to suit. So the win looked better than what it was. But again, if it was staying at the same distance, I'll be potting it. But it's stepping up to a mile. Got potential. So I thought here, 16, not as keen as this Promiscuous Girl, but at $20, I really think you got to be on. This reminds me of the other one where I think they're underrating. I don't think this horse was fit, and it still won. And it steps up to the distance. And I think there's a horse that can keep rolling up the front. It hasn't got to turn a foot, but over the mile, what's that horse by Biviak last start? That one that won the Golden Mile. That's what can happen to these horses when they look like they're not doing much, but they're just at the one pace. Step them up on distance, and you got them really rolling along. They're hard to run down. I'm not saying this Promiscuous girl is right up there like that, but lightly raced, second up will improve, and I think that going up in distance will improve, especially with this horse, Rhuvaal. Really like him. Really like him at the price, guys. $12. I just love his run last start, staying at the 1300. He looks like he really wants the mile. Probably won it last start. Hit the line like a train, and he'll be very hard to beat. I love him at the price, and I really love this horse at Morphetville too, where we're going to finish. Murph, $9. Really like these horses at prices, these last few. Murph, we've got a few at prices today. Hopefully, we're either going to have a really good day and we're going to look like mugs and not tip many. But this horse, Murph, I think it's a big price because look at his record. 7 starts, 1 win. Looks ordinary, right? But when I look at it, I think this is a slow, maturing horse. Beaten 10 lengths last start, but when you look and then beaten 6, and then suddenly he starts to put it together. Runs third over 1,000, wins his maiden, steps up in class, very unlucky, runs a close second. Give him a spell. 1,050 soft 7, not bad. Steps up to the 1,200 and runs this good third. And I always look at this form line, this threatening Omaha Dawn. They're not bad. They're not slouches. And I thought this was a good run, and I really think the Winker's going to prove him. And I think he's going to prove third up. So the $9, I really liked Murph. Hey, guys, be careful. Always be careful. I like what we got, though. There's plenty of spread there. Always hard in the carnival, these top horses. Hopefully we get a good spread of winners, like one in Sydney, Melbourne, and then some of those good prices in Melbourne and Adelaide. Take care. Have a great day. Be responsible, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.